to choose my fish to present. This fish is not good, is bad. Look at the defects here, here.
Yann, about the breeding of discus fish, and then you are where you are right now. I also seen your fanatic discus site, and that's I don't know how I can get to your website, and I learned a lot about the discus classification. It's very thoroughly written. Can you tell me about the story about this discus classification that you have created before? It's awesome, like a fine pattern, coarse pattern, and so on.
It's a very long story.
Yeah, I want to know it. Can you share about it? It's an amazing one.
First of all, I'm a discus hobbyist breeder, but I immediately, when I discovered the discus shows, I became crazy. I said, okay, you have all the best breeders on the world in the same place, and I really study a lot since the first one I discovered in Duisburg, Germany, the first World Discus Show, and I kept all information I could get. I mean, as I wanted to breed, I wanted to participate at shows, but before participating, I wanted to understand how to choose my fish to present this fish in a show. So I study a lot pictures. Each pictures, every kind of information I could have, I study. I analyzed many pictures, many videos, and also I went directly to shows to take my own pictures. I collected also when I could do. I collected also the ranking, the ranking and the details of the notes. And when I came back home, I took my computer and start to compare the notes of the judge, and it begins like this. Many observation. Then I was very surprised by how people react on the internet, because when you have a ranking, you had so many times people who are not happy, who say this fish don't deserve the first place, this fish is not good, is bad, look at the defects here. And I start to reflect about why this situation is like this, why people are never happy. Never happy with the results. Sorry, and I start to reflect, because I saw something that disturbed me, because I also saw that you have good breeders who arrive, start to participate, and totally stop, because I see that they didn't understand the results. And I also see that many shows, each shows, you have one rule for each show. Yeah, if you have a show in France, you have this rule. If you go in Germany, other rules. If you go in Sweden, other rules. If you go in England, other rules. So I noticed that it was not so easy for a discus breeder to understand how the fish is evaluated. And also I saw that hobbyist breeder, as they didn't really understand what's happened in a show, they don't really want to participate because they don't really know how to choose the fish, the variety. It's not clear, you know. And I'm passionate of discus, of course, but also when I was young, I also attend to beta fish show, and I was it's crazy because I went in a beta show, and I was lucky because when I come back home, I was in the same train of an American beta judge.
With the judge?
And well, yes,
Wow.
with a beta from America. And we exchange a lot because I'm a discus lover, and I was amazed how beta lovers, the structure, you know. There was a book. It came with a big book. Say, okay, this is the beta classification. This is how we evaluate the fish. I say, okay, why not do this with discus? So it begins like this. It begins because I met some people. I was also very interested in guppy fish because I saw that there are lots of guppy shows also, and I was amazed because I say, okay, we have beta show with books, with everything written, with the details on how to evaluate a beta. We had the same with guppy.
Oh, guppy has it.
Yeah. I have good. I bought. I bought books about guppy. I have because I learned also lots of about genetics with guppy, and so I bought guppy books to learn how it could help me about the discus genetic, and it begins like this. So in the second show, I was invited in France, in Hoiret. It's a France discus show. We exchanged a lot with the organizer and the president, Xavier Jean-Mer, and I proposed him to present a work I've done about the first step. You know, I have the way in my head. I have also written about it, but the first step was how to classificate the fish, the discus, because you can talk about evaluation, you can talk about many things, but the first steps is how you can classify the discus. So I proposed him to show my work, and I wanted to know how people will react it about this. And I was quite surprised because it's not a very interesting subject, you know. Classificate the fish. It's not so. It's not a funny subject. And I was quite surprised because the room was full.
Wow.
Many. I've got some pictures about this moment, and I presented this work, and Daniel was there. Daniel attended to this talk, and I present this to see how people react, and I was quite surprised because many persons was interested on it. And then I say, okay, I did this presentation. Now I have to write about it, and that's how on my website you find at this moment 7 articles about about this subject. It present the first article is it present how it begins, why I write this, why I reflect about this, and what was the situation, because I went to many shows. I went to show in Germany, I went to show in Italy, I went to show in France, in Sweden, and in Belgium, in Holland, and the problems were the same. So I start to reflect and start to collect informations from everywhere, from each way of doing, you know. And I also have to say I start to also to study what's happened also in Asia, and especially in Singapore.
Yes.
In Singapore, the show we had in the past in Singapore was, in my opinion, very interesting. How they classificate the fish in the show with 2 open class and not only one like we have in general in Europe. I studied this and also exchange a lot with for example, Victor Lim, who came also in Europe. I met him in Dresden in the past, and I saw how the Singaporean discus rovers and hobbyists organize themselves. And when you take all those information, you classificate your information. I start to the 7 articles born like this, and I have the following. The following is not already on my website. I have many. I present the second step about. It's so large. I guess I can have 7 more articles about this. Wow. I presented. Yes, I presented in Paris. Daniel was there also. Daniel Indarta was
yeah.
So he attended to every show, I guess.
Yes.
But I present the second step in Paris during the Paris show, and I think I wanted also to hear the people if they have ideas, you know. When you present something, you are alone, and sometimes you forget something, and I like to present this kind of work because, for example, my friend Junet Birol was there also, and I know he's a very good judge, and he judged so many shows. So it was also important for me to hear from this kind of people, from this kind of judge with a good knowledge, because this kind of persons not only stay at home behind their computers, they go directly during show, and it's important to hear people why they are organized in this way, why you know. So many times I saw a fish not so beautiful in pictures, and when you saw it in reality, it was so amazing. But in pictures, maybe the photographer was not good, you know.
Yes,
it happens sometimes. And you know, it's important to exchange, and the following is already written, but I have to work, and at this moment I thought it was maybe also the time to publish it on maybe on a book format and something like this. I don't know.
I want it. So you haven't shared about it, right?
It's an idea I have since sometimes, because, you know, I don't know, I have thousands and thousands pictures at home, because I took many pictures during show, and I think I should publish something somewhere. I don't know, but you know, to give the example, to give the. Sometimes you go in a way, and you have also some exception. You know, for example, when you talk about the high of the discus, when you exchange with judge, with some judge, not all the judge, but with some judge, you say, okay, the height should be like this, red, okay. And what's happened to Snow White?
Yes.
Should be red also?
Mm-hmm.
No. So we have to write something about this,
Yeah.
because it's important for me to have this kind of knowledge to share, and for me it's important. If we want to have more people who come in shows, who have more people in the hobby, we have to find some a way to for this.
Oh,
I think it's important.
in this case, there is no standardization up until now. Can we mention about it? Can we mention like it? There is
Yeah.
still no standardization
Yes.
for this.
Is there I don't when I told you I already reflect about it. The first step was the discus classification,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other steps. One of the other steps is the standard, but it's a huge job. It's a huge job because if you want to have a good one, you should have one standard for each variety. Imagine. So it's a huge job, but I already start this work. The work I presented in Paris first, with new approach, I guess, because it's an approach I never seen before. But I think I should share about this because
Exactly.
yes, it's important to have first the classification, then we should have a standard. It's important for breeders to know. Okay, this is the goal. The goal is there. I'm there. I need to reach this step. And if we have this kind of thing, you know, okay, I need to have this shape. Okay, I need to have this color. I need to have this. It's a difficult job, but one day we will have. We need it. We need it. It's clear we need it, because we need to evolve. We need to know in which way we have to evolve. It's important. It's essential. Essential. Yes, we have to. Some persons already work on about it, but not in details. And to do it in a clear way, I think we should have first the classification, and then the standard is made with this classification. It's very important to link the classification and the standard, and then it's important, because when I exchange with discus show organizers or discus breeders, everybody tells me, yeah, it's impossible because you have this or this, you cannot build this. Yes, I would say yes, we can, because okay, we have an organization in Belgium is different from France, but if we had something, I would not say I don't want people to understand that I want the same everywhere, but there are some things that are similar everywhere. For beta, I guess, if I'm not wrong, the American judge told me that there was an American standard for beta, Asian standard for beta. You know, it is. Why not? It's not a problem for me, but we should start somewhere. But the standard, yes, it's essential, as you say. It's for me, it's important.
Yeah, and in beta, I think they have the
Even,
IPC, yeah.
even for judge,
Yeah.
if you want to teach a young person to become a judge, or how you do it,
Yeah.
only with words, with meeting, it's not enough. We need another support. We need a book. We need maybe in YouTube. I don't know, but we need something. I'm also a friend of a good friend of me is canaria. You know the birds canaria. I don't know in English if it's the right name.
What is
The teeny birds. In French, we have
canary?
canary. Yes,
Canary.
yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, yeah.
A good friend of me was a top world breeder of these birds, and I exchanged a lot also with him to understand how those people are organized. If you want to be a judge for birds, you have to spend so many hours of learning, you have to attend
Every show.
to talk, to shows, in Discus we don't have this. We are still a young hobby, I guess.
Yeah.
We have to evolve, but we are still a young hobby. When you reflect about it, the first show was in the 19. It's not so long time ago. But for example, for birds, they bred birds since so long time. They are well organized, and I guess it's time for us, for Discus, also to have something like this standard classification. Then after, see what happened.
I think for Discuss, probably it's just my yeah, it just an idea come up in my head that probably can start with the advisory board. Advisory board consists of one or two top judges from Italy, one judges from Singapore, and yeah, maybe it's not only 10 or 12, and discuss together about this standardization.